I didn't want to talk to them either. That's the thing about it. I didn't care. I didn't care, bro. I don't care about their dog. I don't care where they're going.
But you were attracted to them, and that's why you started the conversation. This video is for guys who want to get started learning how to cold approach women. Guys who are sick of not getting results on dating apps, tired of waiting for an opportunity in their social circle, but they haven't really got started with cold approach because deep down they think it's not gonna work for them. There were probably a lot of guys in this situation. I watched a YouTube video by a man who felt this way late last night, and it was heartbreaking. This guy, his name is Emil, and I wanted to react to this video because he is just a bit misguided about cold approach. I wanted to correct him and hopefully help a lot of you guys who feel the same way as him. For context, Emil went out and spoke to 4 women in the daytime, and he came back, it didn't work, and he made a video saying that cold approach probably doesn't work as well. He has a lot of other nihilistic videos on his channel, giving off a lot of vibes, but he is a 20-year-old virgin. He is involuntarily celibate. I'm not hating on this guy because the fact that he actually went out there and spoke to 4 women means that he is trying. He does still have hope. He does want to improve himself. He's just a little bit misguided. So I'm going to react to his video. I'm going to correct him where he's wrong. I hope that he sees it, and I hope that a lot of people in his situation will see it as well. So let's get into it.
So in my experience, if you want to get good at something, you got to do it consistently for a long period of time, or over a period of time anyway. So I want to get over my fear of rejection, and I want to find a girlfriend. I'm tired of this virgin shit, like being alone all the time and being lonely. Fuck that. I want to get a girl. And I think I'm able to. I'm tall and I'm better looking than the average. And I have things going on, I guess. So it's like I must be able to find just, I mean, I don't want just some girl. I want an attractive woman, right?
So this is a great start. He's got a good attitude. He's motivated, and he's focusing on his strengths. He believes in himself at the start, but let's see how it continues.
But I want to experience that for a fucking change, you know what I'm saying? So I've decided to, first of all, so the first step is probably, so because I've essentially been isolating for like a year and a half, I think the first step is just like to talk to people. So, or like talk to girls, I guess. So like, I just did this morning, I just approached some random woman and asked for directions. It's like, well, that's a start anyway. And it's like,
that is a start, is common advice. Like if you have like social anxiety, start off by just asking random people for directions, maybe give them compliments, something like that. I agree, that is a good start, but that's just your warm-up. There's no point warming up if you're not gonna compete or perform afterwards. So just something to bear in mind there.
My plan is to approach women for 10 days straight. And it's like, yeah, I do believe cold approaching is fucking weird. It is weird in a lot of ways, I guess, but maybe that's just societal conditioning, right? But perhaps it's not really that strange. I mean, it's just a female walking around out here, bro. And you're just a male, and you want what you want, and she can reject you if she wants to, but...
So he starts off by saying that cold approach is weird, but then he goes on to say, well, actually, it's not that weird. And I agree with him. It's actually the most normal thing in the world for humans to talk to each other. We are inherently social creatures. If we don't talk to each other, then we begin to feel lonely and bad. Okay, so it's the complete most normal thing. It's also the most complete normal thing in the world for a man, if he sees an attractive woman, to go and talk to her. Okay, and he is right. It's like it's just so societal conditioning and I guess fear that holds men back from doing that.
It's not like you're gonna do something terrible. You're just gonna ask her a couple questions, you know. So, and that's what she's looking for anyway. That's also things like women are just waiting. They're just born and they're just waiting for some dude who they can fall in love with to come along and say hi to them. That's really what they want. They don't want any of this shit. I don't feel like anyway. Yeah, they just want to be conquered by some guy who's worth getting conquered by, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that's me, but I'll try my best to be that guy. But yeah, So I'm going to cold approach 10 girls and try to get rejected. I'm probably going to get rejected every single time, and I'm preparing for that. Always prepare for the worst case scenario. So I'm preparing to get rejected every single time. And that's okay, because that's the fucking goal. My goal is to get over the fear of rejection first. It's like, yeah, they fix the baseline, right? The base layer,
Right,
then you can always work on top.
Yes.
So it's like,
A good way to get over the fear of rejection is exposure therapy. So go out and get rejected however many times that you need to get over the fear. That is true. But again, this is just a warm up. So it's fine. I suppose it's fine to go out there and say, okay, I'm just going to go and get rejected 10 times to help me get over my fear of rejection. You can do that, but you can't then go forward to say, oh, I went out to get rejected 10 times. I did get rejected 10 times. Cold approach must not work. No, which is what he is about to do.
so I'm going to approach 10 girls every single day for a long time. And I'm starting today. And the first thing wasn't a proper approach. That was just like a warm up, you know. I've heard you got to warm up, you know, talk to people here and there, you know what I'm saying? And the goal is not to fucking get numbers. I'm not a fan of the numbers thing. I'm more so a fan of, hey girl, I like you. You want to go out and date right now?
Yes.
Because if you get
Yes, I like his voice there. He has some sort of charisma in his voice. I want to go on a date with you right now. Yeah, this is something that we recommend as well. If you do go and meet a girl in a busy shopping street, you ask her, hey, what are you doing right now? Do you want to go for a quick coffee or something like that? And the reason we recommend this is because the more time that you spend with a woman, the more that she gets to know you, the more that she begins to trust you, feels comfortable with you, and she's going to feel more comfortable accepting your advice to go on a date later on because you've had that time together. With that said, if she's not available to go on a coffee date straight away, you don't be afraid to swap contact details. You can still, if you made enough of an impression in the first place, you can still text the woman and persuade her to go out on a date.
if I don't do this cold approach thing, I'm going to tell you guys. And then I'm going to be a pussy, right? And I don't really want to be a pussy. So it's like, I have to do it now in a way. So yeah, that's this video. 10 girls every single day for like 7 days. Let's start with 7 days. And let's see where that brings me. It might actually work out. But again, I don't have any hopes. I'm planning on getting rejected 70 times.
All right, so I like that he's holding himself accountable and he's using his YouTube channel to do that. That is a good way to hold yourself accountable. Again, I don't like the attitude that he's going to get rejected 70 times because that's going to end up as a self-fulfilling prophecy. And let me say this, why are you going to get rejected 70 times, bro? You said at the start of the video that you have a lot of things going for you. You said that you're tall. You said that girls out here are bored. You said that most of them are just waiting for a Prince Charming to approach them and bring some excitement to their life. So why can't that guy be you? It's just something to think about.
I ended up approaching 5 girls. Obviously, let me see my fucking camera don't fall down here. Obviously, all of them rejections. I didn't really try either. I just wanted to get the rejection out of the world, so the fear of rejection. Like the first time I was like, hey, so stop this running girl, this runner. Yeah, just stop this running girl. And I was like, hey, I have a question for you. And I'm like, just say no. And I was like, can I have your number? So I didn't even try to talk to her. And she was like, no. And then she kept running. So I got like an adrenaline. I mean, kind of. It was not really that scary, to be honest with you. Getting rejected, but the first time it was like a little scary, and the second time it was like whatever, and then the third time it was.
The reason why cold approaching a woman is scary is because you're essentially putting your heart on the line. You're saying, hey girl, I like you, do you like me? And there's a risk that she says no, and that is really, really painful, okay? But when you go out there and you do stupid shit, okay, like he did, he said just say no, okay? Also guys who do catcalling, or just guys who just do stupid approaches that they think are probably not going to work, right? The reason guys do that is to protect their ego, because then they can rationalize and say, oh, the reason it didn't work is because of the stupid thing that I did. So it's not as scary and it's not as painful, okay? But again, you are just self-sabotaging. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's pointless.
It was whatever. Obviously, it's not nice, but I didn't really try either. It's like that's the thing. I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing this cold approaching. I said 10 days, but I don't really know about that because you have too little leverage. That's the problem with it. Let's think of females. So like, let's look at life. I like to look at.
So he's basically given up already. And it's difficult. It's difficult to be a beginner. It's difficult to go out and try to talk to women if you're not used to that sort of thing. If you're introverted, if you're shy, it's tough. It's tough. But if you give up, then you're just going back to the same dating situation that you already have. Okay? And I mean, assumingly, if you're trying to try something new, then that's a painful situation. Okay, it's painful to try and change, but it's going to be more painful to stay the same and be lonely. So a lot of these guys and a lot of guys that we speak to as coaches, they go through this cycle where they try to talk to girls in the daytime or in clubs. They decide that it doesn't work, so then they go back to whatever they were doing before. But then deep down, they've got this, oh, what if I kept trying? What if I actually did get good at this? And so then maybe in a few months later, they try again, and it just is a perpetual cycle and not really getting anywhere. And we don't want that for Emil. We don't want that for anyone.
I like to look at life in like a biological perspective. So
all right, he just starts to rationalize and
back in the day,
but we'll
woman out walking in the forest, random guy, male comes up to her, hey, can I fuck you? No. That's really what you're implying. Can we go on a date? Do you want to go out for coffee? At the end goal is having sex, sexual intercourse with her. Is she going to say yes to that with a random dude she has no idea who is, no matter how good looking he is? No.
Yeah, that is right. If you're a random dude and you go up to say to a woman and say, can I have sex with you? Then she probably is saying no. And that is, I mean, the overall thing that you are implying when you go over and talk to girls. And a lot of girls know that. But actually, what you actually should be doing is you're going over to a woman, you give her a nice compliment, you start to get to know each other, you're building that emotional roller coaster, okay? And the woman's like, oh, this guy's funny, this guy's sweet, this guy is, he's stimulating my emotions. This is fun, this is more fun than my everyday life, okay? She enjoys the conversation. Maybe you swap contact details and she likes you enough. You spike her emotions enough that she wants to go on a date with you. Okay? You go on a date. You continue to get to know each other, to build trust, to build a connection, to spike her emotions up and down and to make her feel these great feelings inside. Okay? Then when you lead it to the bedroom, that's going to be a win-win. Okay? It's a win for you and a win for her. Both men and women do like to have sex with people that they have emotions for, okay? As a man, it's our job to create that emotional bond and to push things forward. And that's basically what we're teaching people what to do on this channel.
It's not going to happen. You have too little leverage. Like, you have to be unbelievably charismatic and good looking to the point where you're like a psychopath or something.
Okay, so he says for cold approach to work, you have to be unbelievably charismatic or good looking. Not in today's day and age, because so few guys are able to speak to a girl in a socially calibrated way and build a connection in a fun and playful way where they're not trying too hard. That if you can just do that, then you will come across as unbelievably charismatic in her eyes.
So I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this shit or if I'm just going to keep working on myself. That's probably a better use of time. It felt kind of like a waste of time and very stupid. Hey girls, we are going to go out for coffee, just like talking to random people. I don't know, bro. I don't know about that. I didn't want to talk to them either. That's the thing about it. I didn't care. I didn't care, bro. I don't care about their dog. I don't care where they're going.
But you were attracted to them. And that's why you started the conversation. All right. It's true. As a man, when you first see that girl, maybe you don't actually care about her life, about her goals, about her ambitions, about her dreams, but you still want to, you still want to be physical with her. Okay, that's completely normal. All right, and actually, if you use that attitude the right way, that can helpful. Oh, you don't care about this girl. That's great. That should allow you to speak to a girl. You go up, you start your conversation. You make a playful assumption about her, and you do it to make yourself laugh because you don't care what she thinks, right? You continue, you start to ask questions about herself, and you're not doing it in a way to make her like you. Actually, you're trying to see if she can impress you. Okay, maybe you clown on her a bit, you tease her a little bit, you make jokes, and again, you do that because you're not trying to make her like you, right? Because you don't care what she thinks, right? That's what you said. That's actually good game, all right? And eventually, I promise you, you speak to enough girls, you are going to find some who are interesting, who have something cool to say, who can entertain you as well. These are the girls you want to go for.
So success was to get rejected, right? So I actually succeeded in my mission, but did I really want to get rejected? Not really. I wanted to, fucking get a girl, and that didn't happen. But that's really the whole point in this shit, isn't it? But I can't see how just going up to random women on the street is gonna do that shit, really. Like, is that really gonna fucking do anything?
So here's the thing. Back in the day, there were tons of dating coaches who would go out there with a hidden cameraman, hidden microphone, and they would prove that it's possible and actually quite easy to meet women in daytime environments, spark a connection and swap contact details. A lot of these guys, they looked a lot worse than me even. But they did have charisma. They did have game. They were able to spark up that emotional roller coaster inside the woman, and that was enough for them to get results. So when I saw this, I thought to myself, well, if they can do it, then probably I can do it too, right? So when I went out there and tried to do Daygame for the very first time, I didn't have this attitude that, oh, I'm probably going to get rejected every single time. I believed in myself because I'd seen other guys who, average guys, they could do it, so why couldn't I do it too? And that's probably part of the reason why I actually got quite good at this. But what happened in 2019 on this platform, it changed its terms and conditions so that this sort of content was not allowed on their platform anymore. They deleted a bunch of dating coaches who had a lot of this content on their channels, and they scared everyone else from ever posting this sort of stuff ever again. So now it's actually really difficult to find proof that it is easy to meet a woman in a daytime environment, spark up a connection, and swap contact details. And I think that is a small part of the bigger reason why so many young men now think it's weird to cold approach a woman if you see her in a shopping mall or on the beach or on the busy street. So here at Game Global, we want to do something about that. That's why we have launched a new community on school.com, and we're going to be posting our infield footage on there. So if you want to discover how the Game Global coaches go about meeting women during daytime environments, sparking a connection and swapping contact details with the intention for going on a date, go ahead and click the link in the description or in the pinned comment to join our school community. If you've watched for this far, I would imagine that there is some thoughts burning deep inside of you that knows that going out there meeting women in real life, building your social skills, that is the way forward. If you do believe that, like I said, go ahead and join our school community right now. And that includes you, Emil, if you're watching. I do see the potential inside of you. I really respect that you are a young man who actually wants to try and change his lonely situation and is making difficult moves to at least try and do that. You just need a little bit of guidance to push you in the right direction. It would be amazing if I saw you in our school community after making this video. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave us a comment. Other than that, my name's Joe, and I'll speak to you real soon.